Hello, crafty friends. Welcome back. Today, I'm diving into a fun and approachable way to add a little mixed media magic to your card making. If you've ever been curious about mixed media but felt a little intimidated, don't worry. I'm keeping it simple and showing you step by step how to layer inks, textures, and a few creative elements to make a stunning card without the overwhelm. Let's get started and have some fun with mixed media made simple. Here are a few of the products that I plan on using for my project. I have the old letter background stamp, delicate lattice stencil, big botanicals stamp, the flowering frame stamp, which I'll be just using a sentiment from, and then the modern postage stencil. I will have links down below in the video description to all the products that I'm using today. The first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of white cardstock that's cut to 4¼ by 5½, and I placed some repositionable tape on the back to secure it down to my work surface. There are many ways to approach mixed media cards, and what I'm going to do today is just add layers with images and stencils. So I have the modern postage stencil that I centered over my cardstock and secured down with the best ever craft tape. And I also placed a strip of Post-it tape on the edge because there is a little bit of a slit in there, and I don't want to get any ink in there and transfer it onto my card front. Now I'm going to go for kind of a patina look to my background, and I'm starting with a Tide Pool ink from Simon Says Stamp. I am going to make sure I'm getting the edges because I really wanted that postage look, but you can see I'm really going kind of haphazardly on the background. I'm not going for perfect coverage here. I kind of want it to be a little splotchy. Then I'm going to bring in Cookie, and this is another ink from Simon Says Stamp. It's a really nice kind of light brown, and I thought it would give a little bit of that vintage tone to my background. Again, I'm just going to go a little haphazardly here, but I'm only placing it in certain areas. I'm working in, I would say, a group of three. You could see I have it down in the bottom, kind of on the right, and over in the top left-hand corner. With my postage stencil still in place, I'm going to place the delicate lattice stencil over the top. And for this, again, I'm going to go very sporadic over the background using Tropic ink, which is a next shade darker from Tide Pool. This is going to add a look of texture without using paste and adding bulk to our card front. Now I can remove that stencil, and I'm going to bring in the old letter background stamp. This one happens to be in the red rubber. I'm going to leave it on its carrier sheet. There is also one like this available in a clear stamp. I'm going to ink this up with that cookie ink, and then I'm taking a paper towel and just kind of dabbing off in random areas. I'm going to flip my stamp over and try and straight line it up straight as best as I can, and then stamp that down just really quick. I didn't really want it to be perfectly stamped over the background, just kind of where some of them are fading off. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, so I can remove my postage stencil, and then I'm going to bring this over to my Misti, which I have a sticky mat in here. That way I'm able to place my cardstock in the middle of the mat. I need that extra room on the side and the bottom because I'm going to be stamping this large image from the Big Botanicals Stamp Set. I think these kind of images work really well because there is a lot of detail in the flower. So it's not a silhouette stamp, but it has a lot of detail in it. So I'm going to have a lot of black ink, and it's going to just kind of pop off the card front. And I do like having it where it's hanging off of the bottom there and a little bit off of where I did my postage grid. So it's kind of on the white margin of the cardstock. I'm stamping that in the Versafine ink, and I only needed to stamp it once. It came out absolutely perfect, and there's just so much detail in that stamp set. Now to remove it from the sticky mat, just kind of fold your sticky mat in half, and then your cardstock will pop right off. While I have my Misti stamping tool out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment. This is off the Flowering Frame stamp set. It has a lot of beautiful scripty sentiments. There are some sentiments on that Big Botanicals, but I wanted something a little bit more delicate. So I stamped that on white cardstock. I'm going to line up the coordinating die and die cut the sentiment out. And then I also die cut it out 3 more times from white cardstock. And I'm going to layer that together with some liquid glue and the help of my tweezers. This is going to add that dimension to my sentiment, which is really the only dimension that I'm adding to the front of my card. Before I start putting my card together and adding my sentiment, I want to add some splatters. So off on the side, I have a little bit of the Distress Spray Stain in Black Soot. All I did was wet my paintbrush and then picked up some of that Black Soot Distress Spray Stain and splattered it onto my background. Now, while that's drying, I'm going to create my card base. I like to do side folding card bases, so I'm going to reinforce that fold with my bone folder, and then I'm going to add some tape runner to the top of that card base and attach my card front. Just be sure your panel is dry so you don't smear any of your ink. Now I can go ahead and attach my sentiment, and all I need to do is add a liquid glue to the back since I already added the dimension with the layers of cardstock, and I'm going to have it overlapping more on the image and not have it hanging off of the edge of that postage stencil that I did. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this simple take on mixed media and that you feel inspired to give it a try in your own crafty sessions. Remember, there are no rules, just creativity and fun. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell so you don't miss any future projects. Until next time, happy crafting!